Manchester United announce Antony's comeback amid physical assault allegations. Manchester United have confirmed that Antony would return to training at Carrington while police investigation continues. Earlier this month, Antony was given a leave of absence following accusations of physical assault from 3 women. The Brazilian winger has denied any wrongdoing. The Brazil international last played for the Red Devils in their 3-1 defeat to Arsenal on September 3. The club must believe that Antony has provided proof of his innocence in the recent police inquiries in both Brazil and the UK. From a football perspective, Erik ten Hag would be delighted to have his key player back. The game against Crystal Palace on Saturday might come too soon for him. If he shows good fitness, Ten Hag could involve him in the midweek Champions League game against Galatasaray. His return would allow Bruno Fernandes to move back to his favored number 10 position. However, that might force Hannibal Mejbri to drop to the bench. The gaffer could be further quizzed on Antony during his press conference this afternoon. Manchester United learned £51 million asking price for Bayern Munich star. Manchester United learned the asking price for Bayern Munich winger Serge Gnabry. According to Fischages, Manchester United have learnt the asking price for talented German winger Serge Gnabry, who plies his trade for Bayern Munich. Gnabry extended his deal at Bayern Munich almost a year ago, which would see him stay at the club until 2026, but United seemed determined to shorten his spell. It is slowly becoming clear that Man United need to find a right winger in the market in January. The Red Devils may consider signing former Arsenal player Serge Gnabry. The German Giants are demanding £51 million to part ways with him. Erik ten Hag has been forced to deploy Facundo Pellistri in that position, and to be fair to the Uruguayan, he has taken his chance well. He might be looking at someone like Mason Mount, who can play there too, now that he is fit. Gnabry has been a mainstay in the Bayern team. The German forward, a consistent starter for Bayern Munich for much of his time there, has in recent times fallen behind the sensational Leroy Sane in the pecking order. While it is not being talked about, there is a feeling that the 28-year-old is going through a dip in his career after a long time. A move away from Germany and a fresh start might just be what he needs, and what better place to start than Man United? Gnabry would be a great addition to our team, especially with the uncertain futures of Antony and Sancho. It will not be easy considering Bayern's asking price. Only time will tell if this transfer materializes. Manchester United keeping tabs on Flamengo wonderkid with €50 million release clause. Manchester United and Chelsea are keeping tabs on Flamengo wonderkid Lauren, according to reputed journalist Fabrizio Romano. The 17-year-old made his first team debut for the Brazilian Giants in January, and he has since made 3 more appearances for the club. Despite his limited minutes, he is considered to have huge potential. He became the youngest ever player to score in Flamengo's history in January. It is now reported by Romano that United and Chelsea were recently monitoring the teenager, who has a release clause worth €50 million. The young playmaker is represented by the agency of Jays, who also have Vinicius Jr., Gabriel Martinelli and Endrick in their ranks. United's scouting mission in South America does not surprise us. They were interested in Moises Caicedo before his move to Brighton and Hove Albion. River Plate's Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez were also monitored by the Red Devils, but they moved to Europe with Benfica and Manchester City. United have the position well covered with captain Bruno Fernandes, but Lauren could be seen as a long-term replacement for the Portuguese star. If United were to reach an agreement with Flamengo for Lauren, he won't be allowed to join the club until his 18th birthday next summer. Manchester United plan contract talks for rising star Hannibal Mejbri. Manchester United are planning contract talks with rising star Hannibal Mejbri following a string of impressive performances for the club, Fabrizio Romano reports. The 20-year-old's current contract with the Red Devils expires at the end of next season, and the club are eager to tie him to an improved long-term deal. Man United have an option to extend his contract for an additional year, but talks over a new deal are expected to commence soon. Mejbri has only made 3 appearances across all competitions this season, starting in 2 fixtures and netting a goal. Mejbri's recent performances have heightened Erik ten Hag's trust in his ability, and the youngster will be hoping to cement a spot in the manager's starting 11 going forward. However, realizing his ambitions could prove a difficult task, considering the quality of players Ten Hag boasts in his star-studded roster. Mejbri established himself as a part of Man United's first team this season following a successful season-long loan spell with Birmingham City last term. He bagged a goal and 5 assists in 38 championship games, although the Midlands club failed to do better than a 17th-place finish in the English second tier. Europa League title holders Sevilla are also monitoring the player's progress at Old Trafford, but Man United want to ward off interest in their rising star with a new deal. Fabrizio Romano says Manchester United wanted Denmark international this summer. Fabrizio Romano claims Tottenham star Pierre-Emile Højbjerg was an option for Manchester United. Popular Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano, speaking on his YouTube channel, has claimed that Manchester United explored the opportunity of signing Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg before eventually settling for Sofia Amrabat. In the summer of 2020, Højbjerg moved from Southampton to Spurs for £15 million. The former Bayern Munich player has made 151 appearances for Spurs and has scored 10 goals in that time along with 16 assists. The Dane was a key contributor for Spurs last season during what ultimately turned out to be a very disappointing and frustrating campaign. Højbjerg was one of the few bright spots in an otherwise depressing season, as Tottenham dropped down the table to finish 8th and outside of the European spots. Although a possible summer transfer to Atletico Madrid was widely reported, the La Liga giants were ultimately unable to reach an agreement because Spurs were holding out for a substantial cost for the player. Eventually, he has been a bit-part figure since the start of this season. If the perfect opportunity arises, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg might decide to depart during the winter window, which wouldn't be shocking. He should be regularly playing first-team football at his age and will be a big addition to whichever club signs him.